just to remind you that you are not behind. You are not behind, okay? Do not feel the need to compete because you are not behind. Hey guys, welcome to a new video, and today I just wanted to encourage you. This is very short, and let's get straight into it. Let's go to Ecclesiastes 3:1. The Bible says, to everything there is a season, a time for every purpose under the heavens. And then I want to read you Psalms 139. Yes, 139, 16 to 17. It says, your eyes have seen my unformed substance, and in your books were all written the days that were appointed for me, when as yet there was not one of them even taken shape. 17. How precious also are your thoughts to me, O God. How vast is the sum of them. Let me read 18. If I could count them, they would outnumber the sun. When I wake, when I awake, I am still with you. I remember the Lord telling me, you are not behind. You don't need to compete. You are not behind. I know where you are going. I know the place that you need to be. Because sometimes we see other people doing the thing that we wanted to do. You know, I've been on Instagram, or I've been on various social medias, and I've seen someone doing the exact thing that I told God I was gonna do. And sometimes it hurts because I'm like, oh, like I didn't get there in time. Like, were we in a race and I didn't get there in time to do it? But I remember the God telling me, you're not behind. You are not behind. Yes, it may look like you're behind. Yes, it may look like everyone is rushing to do it, or everyone is doing the thing that you wanted to do. But we read in Psalms 139 that God knew. He has everything about you written down. Before you were even born, before you became a human being, He had everything written down. Which means that where you are right now, I know it may look like it's not your place, it's not your destination, it's not where you're meant to be, but it was written about you. Where you are right now, it was written about. And I also just want to touch on the fact that do not rush. I think that's one thing that God was really speaking to me. We're in a generation where we just want to rush everything. And though, you know, we're Christians and we'll say, oh, but we're waiting on God's time. And sometimes, let's be real with ourselves. Sometimes, okay, we want to rush. We want to rush. And even when the enemy came to Jesus and he was tempting him, he wanted Jesus to rush. He didn't want Jesus to go through the process. He wanted Jesus to rush, because right there and there, Jesus could have said, yeah, give me those cities, give me this, make me the king, da 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 da. But Jesus understood the importance of process. And what many times the enemy is doing to us is rush, rush, rush. I don't want you to go through the process. So people are rushing, getting into relationships, getting into all sorts of things, okay? And you're rushing, but that's not where God designed you to be. And God actually wanted me to speak concerning us birthing things prematurely, and it all rushed down to the rushing. When you rush something, it is birthed prematurely. And what Satan wants to do is make you birth things prematurely. Because when something is birthed prematurely, it cannot stand. Like it cannot stay alive. So then people keep going into relationships. Yes, people keep going into this, doing this, starting this. But because it's rushed and it's not the timing of God, it's not ordained by God, you will keep rushing, you will keep building it, and then it will break down, and you have to build another one, then it will break down. But I just want to tell you today, do not rush. Don't rush. Whatever God has given you, whatever God has told you, do not rush. Go through the process. Yes, the process is long, but go through the process is better. Trust me on that. It's better to go through the process than for you to wander around. It's better for you to go through the process than for you to build a whole house, but because the foundation was not steady, it broke down. Imagine wasting 5 days, not in 5 days. Imagine wasting not 20 days, 20 years, but like imagine wasting 2 years on building a house, a nice house, like a modern one with a pool, one with a basketball court. Like, you built everything, you wasted money into this house. And then one day, the storm came, the rain came, and all of it came down. And now you have to spend another money to build one when you could have first fixed the foundation at first. And that's the many thing as well, is when you rush, you don't see the foundation that you need to fix. Let me say it again. When you rush, you don't see the things hidden underneath that you need to fix. See, when people are building houses, I'm not confident, but some people, some the way some the people that build houses, what are they called? The the builders, yes. The builders, some builders, especially in Africa, guys, they will see that the house is not gonna stand and they will still build it. They will still build it. But see, because they rushed it, they didn't understand that there's something called rain that was gonna come. There's something called a storm that was come. But when you are patient, when you go through the process, you're able to see that in next year, rain is gonna come. In the next 5 years, the storm is gonna come. So I need to build a house that will be able to function through all these climate changes, that will be able to withstand, that will be able to stay, that will not wither. So when you rush, the things underneath the surface is hidden. The foundation is not right. When you rush, you're not able to see the things that you need to fix even underneath, the things you need to fix in your life. So many people rush. We rush to do so many things. We rush to start that business. We rush to start that relationship. We rush to start so many things in our life. But then when we get to a place where it begins to develop, because we rushed, we didn't see the things in us that needed to be fixed. I always say this, that just because you're not being tempted with a certain thing at this place in your life doesn't mean that the next season is not looking for you. The Bible says that the enemy left Jesus to come at an opportune time, which means that yes, you're in a season right now and sexual sin might not be tempting to you. Maybe, laziness is not tempting to you right now, but a season is going to come. But if you rush, you will miss that chance to even understand and identify that a season will come where you'll be tempted with such. So do not rush. Do not rush. There is a time for everything. We read in Ecclesiastes 3:1 that there's a time for everything. That's what many times we don't understand. There's a time for everything. A time for every single thing. When I learned this principle, I became so relaxed, because sometimes we're just so stressed out. God, when is this gonna happen? When is this gonna happen? When are you gonna do this? And we're so stressed out that we don't understand there is a time for everything. God has ordained every little step of yours. You're not walking out of alignment. You're not walking out of the will. You are where you're meant to be. You are perfectly where you're meant to be. So don't feel the need to rush. Yes, you see your friends doing everything else and it might feel lonely. It might feel as though I should be here. It might feel as though, I could have done that as well. But I want you to understand, do not rush it. Do not rush it. The Bible says that he will restore the years that the swarming locust has eaten, the crawling locust has eaten, which means that God has the ability to restore years. So when you don't rush, I know this of God. When you don't rush, what people have done, what people have gone and it took them a year to do, if you don't rush, trust me, God will restore those years. God will get you to that position. And yes, you may not have to spend 1 year to even get there, but he will get you there. Okay? So that's my word for you tonight. And I hope you are blessed by it. I will see you next time.